This video is brought to you by Harold Sack, who gave me a massive 1 year's worth of subscriptions on Patreon. Jansen versus Brudiclad, Kambal and Kathril. Pretty damn good opener for us. The only risk is that we are gonna run out of cards in hand. Every chance that we could get our rocks blown up as well, but I think we have to take advantage of this fast start. A turn 1 Serra Ascendant for Kambal, so that will come down as a 6/6 flyer with lifelink for only 1 mana. We draw into Oswald Fiddlebender, which might come in handy for us. Grab some combo pieces with that. This is a combo-centric deck. Grab a Tricycle land this turn. Then for the Orzhov player, no black mana yet, it is a Grand Abolisher. Swinging in with the 6/6 towards the Junk player. Talisman for Brudiclad. And we top deck a Demonic Tutor, making some decent draws here, so play the Mishra's Workshop this turn. That gives us 3 artifact mana. We can take that straight into the Orzhov Signet. Filter our land's mana through that, makes us 4 mana. So then we can go for Rakdos Signet, and then make black mana with the Rakdos Signet, and might as well play the Demonic Tutor here, carry on going fast. Our opponents will be worried about us anyway thanks to the Mishra's Workshop, might be distracted by the Serra's Ascendant though. So we might as well go after card advantage and the other half of a combo piece, Bolas's Citadel. That is almost infinite with the Aetherflux Reservoir. Sanguine Spy for Kathril, haven't seen anyone play this yet. Has both Menace and Lifelink for the keywords though. Serra Ascendant swings in towards us this time, you had to expect it. Palladium Mirror for the artifact player. Okay, Leonin Abunus this time, giving our stuff hexproof. Play out the Buried Ruin. Filter our mana through the Orzhov Signet. Then filter the white mana through the Rakdos Signet, so that gets us double black. Make our 3rd black to the Triome. And then put our Mishra's Workshop mana into the Bolas's Citadel and keep our fingers crossed. Alright, a Clock of Omens on top, another combo piece. That will untap stuff for us. See a Dam on top here, that is spot removal when it's on top of our library, so we'll go after the lifelinker. And unfortunately get into a land, had to play a land this turn to filter out all that mana. So let's tap down the Bolas's Citadel and the Clock of Omens. That can untap the Orzhov Signet with the Clock of Omens. Tap 2 untapped artifacts to untap an artifact. And we've still got a red floating mana, so filter that through the Orzhov Signet, and that allows us into Oswald Fiddlebender mana. So we can start getting some tutors next turn if we like. A Jared's Orders puts a creature into hand and 1 into the bin. So revealing Zatalpa to us, that goes into hand. And obviously just grabbing a bunch of keyword stuff, a Chroma is put into the bin. Kambal Console of Allocation, the commander comes down for the Orzhov player. And another commander in Brudiclad Telcor Engineer. So Brudiclad makes a Mirror token and passes the turn over to us. We now have a Path to Exile on top of our library, so hold off on the land drop, we'll play out the Aetherflux Reservoir before anything else, get drained for 2 by Kambal. And with any luck we'll go off this turn. So Path to Exile can go on the Kambal so that we don't get drained to death, because we've got a lot of non-creature spells here. That's actually really lucky that we've got Deflecting Swat on top, but we've actually got something to target with it. That's one of the nombos in this deck. Didn't want to get rid of Deflecting Swat though. So we'll point the Deflecting Swat for 3 life at the Path to Exile. Get drained for 2 by Kambal again, but it does put another Aetherflux Reservoir on the stack. So down to 17 life. Then back up to 20. We'll say no to a redirect with the Deflecting Swat. So still getting rid of Kambal with the Path to Exile. Go up to 23 life. Then it is a land on top unfortunately, but it is a fetch land so we can shuffle another land away hopefully. So play the land. And that is a Wheel of Fortune on top. Not in love with our hand, so I'm not totally against this. Play the Wheel of Fortune. Go up to 24 life. Okay, and that draws us into a pretty damn good hand compared to the last one. Got to read the bones on top, so that is scry 2, draw 2, lose 2. And I see a couple of lands there that we'll be able to draw into and clear off the top, ready to carry on. If we get into Sensei's top here, it does go infinite. Okay, so on top of our library is Urza's Saga. We could get out the Sensei's top with that, so we'll leave Urza's Saga in top and we'll draw into it. Arcane Signet, don't really care about, put that on the bottom. Revealing a Guardian Beast. Didn't actually know about this card until recently, so glad that I could shoehorn it into this deck. Gives our artifacts indestructible, so certainly play that one. Going up to 26 life. Unfortunately, revealing another land there, so let's shuffle around with the Bloodstained Mire, try and put something on top that isn't a land. Trash 2 treasure on top with no legal targets at the moment. Can put an artifact in the bin though. So filter some mana through the Orzhov Signet, and then black mana through the Rakdos Signet makes us Mardu mana. Play out our commander, which thankfully has haste. Jump up to 32 life thanks to the Aetherflux Reservoir. Then I want to untap the Orzhov Signet. So tap down Bolas's Citadel and the Omens. So now we can play the Skull Clamp with the black mana. This will allow us into a 2-drop with the Oswald. First we'll use the Oswald again to untap the Rakdos Signet this time. Tap down the Aetherflux Reservoir and the Skull Clamp. Then I'm going to use the floating white mana from Oswald. And we'll sacrifice the Skull Clamp. Then it's either Liquimetal Torque or Liquimetal Coating. I'll go for the Coating here. Doesn't tap for mana, so it's less damaging if we lose that. So first thing we want to do is turn our commander into an artifact now that we've got Clock of Omens in play. And setting up a nice infinite here. Play the Genesis Chamber off the top, which will make us lots of artifact tokens. Jumping up to 47 life. Vandal Blast will just blow up the Palladium Mirror, it doesn't really matter at this point. Pretty sure we've got infinite on our opponents. Another lucky top deck, get a Mana Crypt straight off the top. That takes us up to 67 life. There is a land on top. The Izzet player just decides to scoop. The Abzan player decides to scoop as well. Alright, all the players scooping there. Ultimately, all we were going to do was use the Clock of Omens. That can untap an artifact by tapping down 2 artifacts. So we activate our commander, sacrifice an artifact to make either a couple of treasures or a couple of construct tokens. And then with the Clock of Omens we can tap down the 2 tokens we just made and untap our commander because our commander is now an artifact. Activate the Jansen again by sacrificing one of the tokens we just made to make 2 more untapped tokens. And we effectively have infinite mana and infinite creatures there. So our opponents obviously saw that and decided to scoop it up. Like I said, we have the win there anyway, so that's fair enough. Hopefully you all enjoyed this visit to Jansen. Let me know if you want to see more from it, and be sure to support on Patreon if you are at all able to. Link is in the description. Massive thank you to the patrons who support already. I'm tribalkai. Thank you for watching.